live at 9, bringing to you stories from Uganda and around the world. I'm Kevin Baidhi.
And I'm Akao Phiona Morrow. Here are tonight's headlines.
Museveni begins 7th term with the no-sleep pledge.
Urgent investigation into child rape sparks nationwide concern.
Uganda confirms deadly Ebola outbreak.
Marsaka MP Justin Namere arrested hours after swearing in.
Patriotic lead pulls support from Speaker Anitah Among.
With our first news, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has officially been sworn in for his 7th term in office. The ceremony at Kololo Independence Grounds was attended by African leaders, dignitaries, and thousands of Ugandans. In his address, Museveni declared Chisanja no sleep, promising reforms, government improvements, and hard work in years ahead. Our reporter Metrine was at Kololo and brings us this package.
The function that ushered in the 7th term of the President of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, into power was started with the rise of different dignitaries, government officials, and religious leaders. It was attended by different heads of African states like His Excellency Haile Selassie of Ethiopia, Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu of Tanzania, His Excellency Evariste Ndayishimiye of Burundi, His Excellency Felix Anthony Tshisekedi of Congo, His Excellency Daniel Francisco Chapo of Mozambique, the former President of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, His Excellency Salva Kiir of South Sudan, and very many other delegates. Museveni later pledged an oath of allegiance to his country.
I, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, swear in the name of the Almighty God that I shall faithfully exercise the functions of the President of Uganda and shall uphold, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and observe the laws of Uganda, and that I shall promote the welfare of the people of Uganda. So help me God.
He was later handed the instruments of power. As the newly sworn-in President of Uganda, Museveni addressed to the nation and called his new term Chisanja no sleep, highlighting hard work, governance, reforms, effectiveness, and the fight against corruption. Metrine, YTV.
Kampala authorities have launched an urgent investigation into a reported case of child rape that has sparked widespread concern over the safety of minors and the enforcement of child protection laws. Police say the survivor is receiving medical care and psychological support while the suspect is in custody. Child rights activists have condemned this incident and are calling for stronger vigilance over the protection of children and stricter enforcement on Child Protection Act. Our reporter Vanessa has more to this story.
Authorities in Kampala have urged an urgent investigation in a reported case of child rape that took place in Kalere of a 3-year-old that was raped by the uncle. Police says that the survivor is under medical care and physical support. The Child Act also warns against these cases because they're usually unreported due to stigma and fear of the survivors. It also urges families and communities to always come out and speak out in order to support the survivors. Of recent, we have also had survivors who have come out to speak. For example, we had Joshua, who came out and spoke about being abused by his stepbrother many years ago. We also heard of a girl who was staying in Uganda, was a Congolese who was raped by the stepfather, but came out of recent to speak. This means people are getting to know the uses of speaking out so that they can get justice and overcome their stigma.
Now moving on, Uganda has confirmed a new Ebola outbreak as a 59-year-old Congolese man was admitted at a Kampala hospital with severe symptoms, prompting immediate action from the Ministry of Health. Officials are intensifying surveillance and emergency response measures to control the spread of the deadly virus. Our reporter Tuhari Elizabeth has more details on this.
Officials have confirmed a 50-year-old Congolese who entered Uganda with Ebola virus, and he died after a short while, after being hospitalized at Chibuli Hospital. We are afraid. Since the beginning, many people have died. I don't know what is happening. That if someone has a fever, stomach ache, they die after a while. Experts say that among all viruses in Uganda, they know less about this Bundubujo virus.
As you can see, most of the Ugandans are very terrified about the Ebola Bundubujo virus, and the Minister of Health, Dr. Ruth Acheng, is going to put strict guidelines on how to contain the virus. Before I let you go, you should remember that in 2007, this same virus came and it spread especially in Congo but not in Uganda. More of these details shall be developing as we give you our stories. Elizabeth Atuhire.
Masaka City woman MP Justine Namere has been arrested by military operatives on the 15th of May, just after the swearing-in. Reports suggest that her detention is linked to the internal disagreements with the Patriotic League of Uganda and her public defense of the Speaker of Parliament, Anitah Among. Our reporter has more to this story.
Justine Namere, the newly elected woman MP for Masaka City, was arrested on 15th May 2026, and it is believed that she had disagreements with the PLU.
Kubanga banyogoze basatu bakubiddwa amasasi nga bakubwa amagye ga UPDF. Omukyala yennyini abadde alina omukuumi wa SFC akubiddwa naye n'awambibwa n'emmundu n'emuggyibwako. Abadde agenda kubaddiza emmundu ne bamugimuggyako ne bamukwata ne bamutwala.
Justine Namere publicly supported Anitah Among for speakership contest. Daudi Kabanda, the PLU General Secretary, had disagreements with Justine Namere over the internal affairs within. Jacob Oboth, the defense minister, was endorsed by General Muhoozi for the speakership contest, potentially contributing to the detention of Justine Namere. I number as Moreen, YTV.
The Patriotic League of Uganda has withdrawn its endorsement of Anitah Among for Speaker and Thomas Taiyewa for Deputy Speaker. Addressing the media, PLU Secretary General David Kabanda urged supporters to await guidance from Chairman General Muhoozi Kainerugaba after the NRM caucus meeting. Our reporter Vivian Molongo has more from the press briefing.
In a statement dated 12 May 2026 and signed by the Patriotic League of Uganda General Secretary David Kabanda, the League announced it is withdrawing its earlier endorsement of Honorable Anitah Among and Thomas Taiyewa for Speakership and Deputy Speakership race respectively.
The Chairman of Patriotic League of Uganda, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, azemu okulungamya bupya nti Patriotic League of Uganda nga bwe yali esazeewo nti Right Honorable Anitah Among ne Right Honorable Thomas Taiyewa ku bifo byabwe ekyowa speaker oba omukubiriza w'olukiiko n'omumyuka we ensonga eyo nga PLU ekisazizaamu.
According to the new directive, PLU leadership now says members should support the candidates presented to them by His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
Obukulembeze bwa Patriotic League of Uganda bukubiriza abaka ba parliament bonna kulindira bulindaala mu kaseera akatali kawala ba candidates ababiri President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni bagenda okubawa era General Muhoozi Kainerugaba n'abasaba nti abo be babawagira.
The statement reaffirms that in PLU, members are expected to follow the command and guidelines of the Chairman General Muhoozi Kainerugaba at all times. Vivian Nakato, YTV.
You're watching YTV News. When we come back from the short commercial break, we have the US President Donald Trump arriving in Beijing for high-level talks. Our reporter Joshua Chiseka has the latest. US President Donald Trump has arrived in Beijing for a high-profile state visit. Chinese officials welcomed him with a formal reception, and discussions are expected to focus on trade relations, international cooperation, and regional security. Our reporter Joshua Chiseka has the latest from Beijing.
In the international news, today the 15th of May marks the end of the US President Donald Trump's trip to China. This is on record that it is his second visit since 2017. He landed in China on the 13th of May 2026, and he has had different topics discussed with the President Xi Jinping of Republic of China. Among these was the Iran-Israel war that's going on and the grudges between China and Taiwan. On top of that, he also talked about the military, economic, and global power balance between the US and China. On his 3-day trip, he didn't come alone. He also came with different CEO dealing in technology, and on top of that, he has met different CEO of the same category discussing about the power of artificial intelligence between the US and the Republic of China. Seka Joshua reporting live for YTV.
Security forces have raided the home of former Speaker of Parliament and now Bukedja woman MP Anitah over allegations of corruption and money laundering. General Muhoozi has urged the UPDF to conduct that probe with integrity. Our reporter has more to this story.
It was at around 3 p.m. when some information about the arrest and search of the residence of Honorable Anitah was revealed out, and the president probed her and the residences she stays with after the claim of corruption and money laundering. General Muhoozi calls upon the UPDF to lead with integrity during the search. This was followed by the deployment of security officers from different agencies, and nothing is going on so far, but we are seeing the security officers moving in and out and some of her bodyguards, and this leads us to say that the information may be right, because we are seeing many people coming in and out, and this was also attached to her misuse of public funds, embezzlement of the government funds, and bribery. That was followed with her extravagance. Let me take you back to the studio. Nakayungo Shivan, YTV.
Uganda's 12th parliament has officially begun, with 527 MPs sworn in during a 3-day ceremony at the parliamentary building in Kampala. Presided over by Clerk to Parliament Adolphe Kasaja Mwesigwe, the exercise marked the formal start of the new legislative term. Our reporter Rwania has more from the parliament.
The Parliament of Uganda has officially commenced the 12th Parliament with a colorful and strictly scheduled 3-day swearing-in ceremony.
kwe kuyimirira ku mazima n'obyogera nga bwe biri nti kino nno eyo gye kukuuma ssemateeka gye ndayidde era kye baba bansuubiramu nja gikuuma kuba ngirayidde gikuuma.
Following the January 15, 2026 general elections, a total of 527 new and returning legislators took their oaths at the parliament. The swearing-in was scheduled to take place from the 13th of May to the 15th of May. The exercise was presided over by the Clerk of Parliament, Adolf Mwesige, and some of the supporters of different MPs that were swearing in were seen standing outside of the parliament waiting for their MPs to cheer them up. Rwania, YTV.
President Museveni has appointed Justice Moses Kazibwe as Uganda's new Deputy Chief Justice, ending a 5-month vacancy in the judiciary leadership. His name has already been forwarded to the Parliament for vetting before he formally assumes office. Our reporter has more to this story.
President Museveni has appointed Moses Kazibwe as the new Deputy Chief Justice of Uganda, ending a vacancy of one of the top leadership positions in Uganda. Moses Kazibwe has replaced Flavia Zeija, who in January was elevated as the Chief Justice of the Republic of Uganda following the retirement of Alphonse Owinidole. Kasacha Innocent, YTV.
Residents from Nkumba, Kasenyi landing sites and neighboring communities stand up in large numbers for a free annual medical camp. Health workers provided treatment and services aimed at improving access at health centers. Our reporter now, Irene, shows us how the camp impacted the community.
Landing site and nearby areas stand up for a free medical camp where health workers offered medicine checkups, and the leaders used this chance to encourage the community to continue attending such medical camps, which will help them to improve on the community health care.
Kasese Diocese is in high gear preparing for Uganda Matters Day celebrations at Namugongo on June 3rd. Spiritual preparations are underway with the diocese choir expected to lead thousands of pilgrims in this Eucharistic celebration. Our reporter has more to this story.
20 years of waiting, 20 years of anticipation is what Kasese Catholic Diocese has been going through. And now the opportunity is here for them to celebrate Uganda Matters this year on the 3rd of June 2026. And the main celebrant will be His Lordship Aquirinus Kibira Kambale, the Bishop of Kasese Catholic Diocese. And of course, he will not be alone. He will be joined with the Bishop of Beni in Congo. This year's celebration is mixing two cultures, Uganda and Congo. But the most important thing, there's a lot of preparations that is being put into consideration, looking into the spiritual life, looking into the liturgical part of it. Because with the spiritual life, they've done a lot of seminars here and there with the priests themselves, with the choir members who are in serious practice for this particular day. I want to let you know that yes, with this preparation, Uganda Matters this year, based on the theme, just as said earlier on, that Christ is alive in you and me, is the theme that was taken by the Diocese of Kasese to celebrate this year's Uganda Matters. Their official pilgrimage is this Tuesday, the 19th of May 2026. For YTV, Gloria Pirachel.
Now let's go for a short commercial break, and when we return, our anchor Anitah Atuhaire will be giving us the sports news.
Nyanga Craft range of juices. Cold pressed perfection. Made from the finest fruits, carefully selected and blended to deliver a premium taste and experience. No preservatives or artificial additives. Our promise to you is nothing short of excellence. With every sip, a testament to our commitment to quality. A proudly Zimbabwean product, crafted using only Eastern Highlands fruits by Nyanga Craft.
Good evening. Welcome to YTV. My name is Anitah, and this is the sports news segment. Man City defeated Chelsea 1-0 in the FA Cup Final Cup at Wembley Stadium, securing their latest domestic trophy.
Manchester City defeated Chelsea 1-0 in the FA Cup final at Wembley Stadium, securing their latest domestic trophy. Anthony Semenyo scored the goal in the second half to cap off City's impressive campaign.
The Premier League title race is heading to a dramatic climax, with Arsenal leading Man City by 2 points with 2 remaining matches.
The Premier League title race is heading to a dramatic climax, with Arsenal leading Manchester City by 2 points with 2 remaining matches. Arsenal can move 5 points clear with a win against Burnley. Campus Brenda, YTV.
Umar Mandela re-elected as AC Villa president unopposed. AC Villa officially announced Umar Mandela as their new president, who came in unopposed. This was due to the failure of his opposition candidates, the likes of Asuman Lubowa, Sam Mukasa, who failed to reach the nomination requirements. These elections led to the reaction of fans, thus leaving them in suspense. I remain Trevor from YTV. I sign out.
Well, that brings us to the end of tonight's news bulletin.
Well, Kevin, with the president's recent announcement on the Chisanja no sleep, we can already see this in effect with the arrest of one of the members of parliament right after the swearing in, Justin Namere. What do you think about that? It's quite interesting to see.
Yeah, it has come in a high gear with the former speaker Anitah among having that spectacular house raid. It's really coming in.
It's quite challenging to see that the former Speaker of Parliament, I'm not sure if we should actually call her former Speaker of Parliament yet, but that's for us to find out right after the elections have been completed. So we await to see that. And that has been tonight's news bulletin. Thank you for staying with us. Have a good evening.